Hi, it's Thursday the 7th of May. Just to give you an idea how far I'm still ahead on the videos. Giving you an update. Yesterday I was asked by US Solar to send them a picture of the serial number of the cracked solar panel. And I sent along with them a couple more close-ups, especially since I lifted up the panel and looked underneath and saw that there was greater amount of damage there. And this afternoon, I actually got a phone call. They left a voicemail message because I was unable to pick up. And it basically said that they are going to send out one single brand new panel. It'll be 405 watts and not 400, but it still should be compatible. And the fact that that puts me over the max of 4,000 watts, let's face it, it never gets that high. As far as pulling in, I did see on the Jackery unit today, it did get up over 4,000, but remember that includes the 500X panels, which is 1,000 watts as well. So in other words, if I saw 5,000 watts coming in, unlikely. It will probably never ever happen. Just to let you know though, with the 9 panels that we have, it's both of these units are at 100%, and I'm not pulling enough wattage out to use it. So all I'm doing at this point is losing the potential for electricity. That's a side note. Sorry to get distracted. Back to US Solar. US Solar is sending out a panel. We'll see how that arrives and how quickly. They said that they will try and ship it tomorrow or the beginning of next week. And the way that it took to get here, it took a good 2 weeks once it left their facility. And so we'll see. So US Solar support team, excellent. No fuss, no complaint, no anything. And they stand by their material, at least in this situation, and hope to do business with them in the near future. More business, that is. Also, on the Jackery side, however, the support, well, not so. Not getting the results that I was hoping for. Let's put it that way. Yesterday was a rainy day. I kept getting an F6 error, thinking that it had to deal with the low wattage coming in. The volts stayed the same. I got my meter out. It was this morning, that is, because it's been 24 hours almost since I've been able to actually use the panels. Because I was kept getting this F6 error, and I reported that to them, didn't get any response for that update. The original F6 error, which basically is saying that there's a voltage issue or too much a high amp, that's what causes it, and that's not possible because yesterday was, like I said, rainy, cloudy. It wasn't generating anything, even off of the 500X panels. And the way that the Jackery known issue happens to be is first thing in the morning and at night when the sun goes down, you get an F6 error because of the inverter switchover. The way to resolve that, just reset the unit and it takes care of it, and we're good to go for the day. I don't know how that's going to work out when the day starts out sunny and then it turns cloudy and then it gets sunny again. We're going to monitor that. But in the past 24 hours, my point being is that no matter what I did to switch over to the to the HPV to use the large solar panels, it kept throwing the F6 error. I was not able to use it at all yesterday. Then it started out this morning, and when the sun came out, I said surely that this should work, and it didn't. I still couldn't use it, and that's when I reported that there is something more serious now. And I went out this morning to the panels and started disconnecting and said, when was this actually last working properly? Maybe one of the panels is throwing something off. And no, everything, I went all the way back to only 6 panels, and it still was throwing the F6 error. So I reconnected it all together again, got the voltage meter out, and it was right where it was supposed to be. On these units, here's the reason why I'm saying all of this. On these units, there's all these buttons to turn on and off. If you're going to use the USB ports, that has to be on. And that's the collection there. If you want to use any of these plugs here, you have to have this button on. I understand. The reason why you're turning these buttons on and off is because it's converting from DC to AC and so forth. And that takes energy. And why you waste energy? Now, on the side here are all these connections, and one of the connections happens to be for the 30 amp output. That is controlled by this button here. When I turned that button off, I assumed that all of these then were disabled. For energy wise, yes, but for sensory, no. And what had happened is, from the test 2 days prior, I had left this plugged in to the unit and thought nothing of it. This morning, being frustrated, I'm trying everything to figure out on my own, because I'm not getting help with Jackery, on my own to figure out what's thrown this constant F6 error, because I need to know if I'm shipping this back or not. Enough frustration. And when I yank that, reset this, which is the use of these 2 buttons here. Let's just use those. You hold those at the same time, that resets it. And what ended up happening is the F6 error cleared up. So the constant F6 error was being thrown just because this was plugged in, even though that was disabled. Lesson learned. All right. So we have that, and we're still waiting for Jackery to figure out how to resolve that first thing in the morning thing and dusk thing, thrown the F6 error or F5 error sometimes. Oh, and by the way, the F6 error, that's an overload, not of output, of input. So therefore, it was a false error. The one that was coming up constantly, that was a false error, because that would have been output. And therefore, it should have been a different type of error message, but it was not. I just deduced it on my own. So not accurate with the errors, and negative impact on, I could have probably used it in the rain to generate something, because these things decharge all the way to 1% this morning. That's what I woke up to, is that they were at 1% each. And just like that, as my buddy Tow Truck, Mr. Tow Truck, said that I would be surprised at what wattage would be coming in. And in one day, we went all the way to 100% on both units. Fantastic. And so that does encourage me, if we can get this Jackery issue resolved, to get more of these battery backups, because right now, you see, if they're at 100% and I'm not pulling much out, it's all a waste. All the solar panel energy that's coming in poof, it's gone. And we don't want that to be happening. We want to use it as much as possible. And you may see this extra orange cord. That's because I decided to run something else in the house to try and use it, but still couldn't use enough compared to what's coming in. That is fantastic. I'd rather have that problem, that there's too much coming in, not enough going out. All right, that's it for today's update.